you're from Anglesey?
I'm from Anglesey, a place called Bangor. I was born in Bangor.
Yeah, what's it like? And I've been to Anglesey, I've got a ferry there to Ireland once before. It's
Holyhead.
pretty cut off, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's its own separate island, which is nice. Like I was born across the bridge, and then obviously we moved back across them, which is nice. And yeah, it's a lovely part of the world, and especially when the sun's shining like it is today. It's lovely.
As a young player, always a goalkeeper?
Always a goalkeeper. One time I broke my wrist and I played out for a while. Obviously I had a hard shot as well, so I played up front. Didn't like the running round though. I was sort of like, but I wasn't even a big target man or anything then. I was sort of like, just give me the ball and I'll shoot. But then obviously as I got older, they were kind of like, I was like, oh, I can't be doing this running anymore. And then started playing in goal, and yeah, just led from there really.
At what point did you join Man City?
I joined Man City from 11 years old. Yeah, it was fantastic. I had a great time. Obviously, look at it now, it's just gone to that extra level again, and yeah, a lot of memories, a lot of people I know, and yeah, amazing. From my point of view, they knocked down probably the best stadium. I absolutely loved. I loved Main Road. You can ask a load of City fans and all that. Main Road was amazing, and I used to be a ball boy there as well. So we used to play our games on a Sunday, travel down on a Saturday, watch the main game. I'd be a ball boy. I used to absolutely love it. Yeah, Nicky Weaver was the goalkeeper then as well, so yeah, it was good.
And Neville Souther was your hero?
Yeah, he was my ultimate hero, Neville's. Welshman, I supported Everton as well. Obviously coming from north sort of Wales, it's either Liverpool or Everton. I was the Everton side. I used to absolutely adore Neville Southall.
So was it about 16 when you got released?
Yeah, I was 16. I technically didn't get released. It went through a point where they were going to offer me a contract, but I was never going to play. They just signed Peter Schmeichel, and then Kasper Schmeichel came in. My parents thought we can't be doing this with all the travelling as well, see, because we were travelling miles and miles all the time. And that's when I went across the Wolves then, which was exciting. And yeah, and I managed to get a 5-year deal.
You went out on loan to Stockport County.
Yep.
I didn't know this until I researched it. You held the Football League record for consecutive clean sheets.
Yeah, 9 in a row. Yeah, 9 in a row, 9 wins in a row.
And so your first 9.5 games of competitive football, you didn't concede a goal?
I didn't concede, yeah. And we still talk about it sometimes when we go away with Wales. As Ashley Williams was my defender as well, see, at that time. And he was like, it's not just you that holds the clean sheets, it's him as well, but it's technically me. I used to have a mess about with him. He never used to block anything or head or anything. That was League 2 football as well then, so it was kind of rough, and as soon as the ball was at your feet, you'd hit it long, and there was no getting it down or passing it.
Back at Wolves, playing for them in the Premier League, can you remember when you first came into the team? Yeah,
well, my first game for Wolves was a playoff semi-final against the Baggies, West Brom, which was massive for Wolves. Matt Murray got injured on the Friday. I think he dislocated his shoulder, and then I was available. It was me and Michael Oakes, and Mick McCarthy gave the shirt to me, which was good, obviously. But I'd played so many games for Stockport, and then to come straight in like that was really nice. Yeah.
And then when they eventually got into the Premier League, how did you come into the team?
Yeah, it was everybody's dream to play in the Premier League, the best league in the world in my eyes. And obviously I was still a youngster as well, which was really nice, and yeah, just to play at the Molyneux like that in the Premier League was special.
Ambrose with the take, Lee at the near post. And Lawrence coming in, what a save! And then Butterfield! And Butterfield, 2! Butterfield's in again! Hat-trick! Night of his life!
I can't believe he scored that trick. I remember Mick McCarthy going absolutely mental with us at full time. In the Palace away dressing room, obviously they've got that massive bollard in the centre of the dressing room, and he made everybody come round and sit on the floor because he couldn't see everybody, because some people were hiding behind the bollard, so he made sure everybody get round. And it's a tight dressing room, like, you know, so people are on the floor, some people are on the benches, some were like near enough into the shower area. Absolutely, really, yeah, we didn't play the best that day, and yeah, he definitely gave us a big row after the end of that.
With Wales, that video of you in your pants, did you expect that to go as far as
which one's that? The Euros one?
Yeah, the Euros one we had done.
Yeah, I kind of got stitched up there where we were all like, right, everybody put your camera phones away. But a few of them got it out, obviously, when we were dancing, and obviously we're there with just our sloggies on as well, which is not the best things to see.
Sloggies, is that?
Sloggies, that's just underwear.
What's the other one with pants then? You said which one?
There's a few been out. We've had to do one with the hacker and then one where we had to dance just as a punishment.
Yeah, what was that, just part of a team bonding?
Yeah, that was just a team bonding. Obviously, when we was at the Euros, we was there for so long, and he didn't want it to be just one whole drag and just train, then play, train. So we'd have days where we'd just have a bit of fun once we've had like our evening meal, which was nice, and we'd just break things up, have games, have a bit of like, a lot of people play table tennis and stuff, but we'd all get together and it'd be really good.
And it's coming up to, in January, it'll be 5 years since you joined Palace.
Whoa.
I mean, I think you've made 92 league appearances.
Have I?
I think it is for the club,
Wow.
yeah. So nearing up to 100.
Wow.
But back when you joined in January 2014, what were you feeling when you came to the club?
Yeah, obviously Tony Pulis was the manager. Yeah, brilliant guy. Palace is a fantastic club, and yeah, I wanted to join. And like saying, Julian Speroni was playing week in, week out. He'd done fantastic, and I'd like to think I helped him a little bit with pushing him, keeping him on his toes a little bit. We had some fantastic players then as well. I really like Glenn Murray. I played against Glenn a few times, and he's a top player. And obviously Glenn's come through the lower leagues as well, which I always came across him at some point. I thought he was a special player for Palace, and yeah. Like saying Wilf and Balassi then, yeah, it was a good team. But I only played about one or two with Pulis, and then with Pardew, yeah, I played a good bit of the half of the season with Pardew. Like saying, I loved my time at Palace. That's why I've signed my new deal.
Because obviously Jules has been here so long, coming in as a number 2 to a club legend.
Yeah, it was difficult, but I'm one of them where I want to play as much as anybody in that dressing room. We all want to play, and like saying, if somebody's playing well in that position, you've just got to keep on your toes and be ready, and just keep myself right in training, and hopefully my opportunity comes.
And the season after, obviously Alex McCarthy came to the club. He started the season, and then he was out of the team and you were in, and then you had a fantastic run and you won the Fans Player of the Month for December. At that point, were you really confident?
Yeah, delighted I was then. So that's the first thing I've probably won at Palace. Well, what every player in that dressing room wants, you know what I mean, when they're playing week in, week out and playing well, and yeah, I was such delighted that I won that trophy at that time.
A few weeks after that, it was that game away at Villa.
Oh.
Yeah, did that knock you off?
Yeah, that haunted me a little bit. Obviously being back in the Midlands and all that, where I played a lot of my football, yeah, to make that mistake, one of them you've got to put to bed early. Because if you worry about that all the time, then there's no point stepping onto the pitch, because it's always going to be in your head.
Is it hard when everyone online is an amateur goalkeeping coach?
Well, everybody's like, oh, what's he done there? Why didn't he do this? No matter what anybody does on the pitch these days, you're going to have people that will disagree, agree. So part of being a goalkeeper is to store it, throw it. You get used to it and ignore it, and like saying, even best players in the world, they'll get criticised. The stronger you are as a guy, the more you can just collect it and just get rid of it.
Strange season, because you had that in the league because we started so well and we were kind of going down in the league, but then the FA Cup run
was
happened.
Going up, yeah, which was an exciting time obviously in the Cup and everything, and everyone wants to do well in the Cup ball, so you have to keep that focus on the league, where we were kind of dropping points, and to a point where you're thinking like, hang on here, this is more important than the Cup at one point, and you don't get to the final all the time, so you kind of want to play well in that. Obviously it was a fantastic moment until we got to the end, and that became an emotional moment. Yeah, but we kind of, Man United just kind of turned that gear up and punished us. My favourite moment, it's always going to be putting a Palace shirt on and walking out and hearing the fans. Well, this season so far, my favourite moment is keeping a clean sheet at Craven Cottage. So yeah, that was a good moment for me. My biggest challenge is, well, it's still maintaining. It's to keep that shirt and keep playing well, and hopefully becoming a fan's favourite.